Art imitates life until life starts imitating art. Yo, to YouTube, it's your boy Sage. Welcome back to another politics video. This is not a stream, this is a politics video. I want to relate what's been going on in Nepal. First, we got a little itinerary. It's gonna be a little news segment. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's start off with this video real quick.
Nearly 20% of youth in Nepal are unemployed. And while they struggle to land jobs, videos of politicians' children, often called nepo babies, post on TikTok and Instagram, flexing lavish lifestyles. Children of top leaders were flaunting luxury holidays, sports cars, and luxury brands online. And Gen Z saw it as a symbol of inequality.
बड़ा वाला जो नेता बोलते हैं हम उनका लाइफस्टाइल और हमारा लाइफस्टाइल देखो तो आसमान ज़मीन का फ़र्क है दोनों में तो हम चाहते हैं कि ये सब नहीं होना चाहिए ये इक्वल होना चाहिए.
They said while monarchy ended in Nepal, politics had turned into a family business. And that's where the anger started building up.
We don't want corruption.
A lot of this anger was brewing up and being vented out online. Things took a drastic turn when in September 2025, the government banned 26 social media platforms, saying they failed to register locally. But many people saw this ban as
government censorship. Yup.
Censorship. Hours after the ban, a government convoy hit an 11-year-old girl with his car and drove away, leaving her injured. The CCTV footage went viral and added fuel to the fire. Then Prime Minister of Nepal KP Sharma Oli described the accident as normal, triggering widespread outrage. The online
Just complete disconnect from the reality anywhere.
debate turned into street protests. Nepal's Gen Z marched against corruption, joblessness, and nepotism. And even after the social media ban was lifted, the protests turned violent. Security forces fired tear gas and rubber bullets at protesters attempting to storm government buildings, including the parliament.
वहाँ से बाहर से कुछ लोग आके वो पत्थर उथर फेंकने लगे वहीं से जेनजी लोग भी गरम हो गए वही उनके पीछे पीछे चल के पत्थर उथर थोड़ा सा कर दिए वहीं से फायरिंग शुरू हो गया.
What followed was the resignation of Nepal's Prime Minister, President and Home Minister, marking one of the biggest political shakeups in the country's recent history. The clashes between protesters and security forces resulted in at least 30 deaths and hundreds of injuries at the time of publishing this report. Nepal's Gen Z made one thing clear, whether online or on the streets, they will not stay silent.
We are not going to let this slide. We're going to speak up. This is not going to end well. We are going to win this. We're not letting their blood be waste.
Amazing video. Anyways, hella shit's been going on in Nepal. I'm sorry I got into that so abruptly, but this is 9/16 at the time of recording this. All of this started happening at the same time as in the United States, there was a high-profile political assassination. And this has caused this to kind of get missed coverage to some degree. I'm a nerd and was online anyways and was kind of following this story as it was progressing. And so I'd like to share this and relate all of these news sources and what I've seen happening in Nepal. So all of this starts, we're going to read this article, Time Magazine here. It started on 9/10. At least September 10th, my apologies. At least 19 people died in protests in Nepal's capital and other cities. This is when the protests started. This was what triggered the outrage and eventually the resignation of the prime minister and home minister. After rage over a social media shutdown and corruption led to violent clashes between the police and young demonstrators. Initially, I had been told that this protest was a social media protest, but that was kind of the catalyst, the last straw on the camel's back, so to speak, that is what prompted this anti-corruption protest. It may have been started by that social media thing, but that social media thing was a crazy overreach to begin with to hide and mock the corruption that is blatant. In particular, nepotism. It's not just that these rich people are living such lavish lifestyles or whatever, but they're ensuring that the next generation of politicians will be their direct bloodline. No chance of real representation, as well as a continued circulating income within that family. The so-called Gen Z protests are considered the most widespread in Nepal's modern history. The protests were triggered by a government-imposed ban on Facebook and other major social media platforms last week. Just as an online movement targeting politicians and powerful figures, Nepo Kids was forming. Let's look at one of those videos right now. So the context being, while these are cute little, oh, look at the I guess 20-something-year-old, they have fun items and they're so personable and normal. The rest of the country is unemployed and has nothing. And we're making sure these children will be the next politician. Their future is secured, but not the country's. There you go. That's a better way to put it. All right, let's keep reading. Protesters stormed parliament in Kathmandu, and police responded with tear gas, rubber bullets, water cannons, and according to human rights organization Amnesty International, live ammunition. 17 of the at least 19 deaths were in Kathmandu, according to a police spokesperson, while 2 men died in protests in the southeastern city of Itari. Local media reported that the violence also sends hundreds to hospitals for injuries nationwide. This is September 8th. I was wrong. I said September 10th to begin with. This was the first major day of protest, at least what broke through the internet and managed to make its way to the United States. 2 days before the high-profile assassination here in the U.S. That's why I was able to hear about it ahead of time. Damn! This is the next day. It was honestly almost a whole week of protests. We'll get to this later. Let's keep reading. The country's Home Affairs Minister resigned, and the government lifted the social media ban the day after. The government also launched a probe panel to investigate what happened to the capital. Prime Ministers KP Sharma Ali claimed that the violence escalated because of infiltration and our attempts to protect some constitutional institutions from arson and vandalism. Authorities have since imposed curfews in the capital and other cities. What triggered the protests? We know this already from that previous video. If we can assume that, and this is still important information though, there are 14.3 million active social media users identities in Nepal at the start of 2025, and if each user was a distinct person and not a robot, hashtag Israel, that figure would account for almost half of the country's population, and they would have banned it for all of those people, half the country, out of, hey, why are you bothering our rich Nepo babies? Nepo, Nepal, it was a little bit of a play on it regarding the hashtag because these kids would post these videos themselves. I don't want this to be an opportunity to dog on these kids or whatever. They're dumb kids. They don't know. This is just their parents who are, you know what I mean? This is the life they've lived. But the fact that they felt so comfortable flaunting that wealth and did so extrajudiciously has prompted the chickens to come home to roost. On September 29th last year, the Nepali Supreme Court ordered all social media platforms in Nepal to register before operating so authorities could monitor undesirable content with the text of the court verdict made last month. This was the context and the way they banned things. They said these social media platforms didn't register. So, yeah. What is the Nepo Kid movement? The specter of social media going dark in Nepal also coincided with a growing online movement calling out Nepali Nepo Kids. Nepo Kids appears to have borrowed from the Hollywood popularized term Nepo baby, which refers to the nepotistic practice of children of celebrities getting opportunities because of their familial connections. In recent days, Nepali citizens took to platforms like TikTok and Reddit to post images and children of their political leaders, including those of the former prime minister and ministers, according to Kathmandu Post, who they accused of using taxpayer money to fund lavish lifestyles and foreign trips. These posts were shared using hashtags like politicians Nepo baby Nepal, Nepo kids, and Nepo babies. This is another one. I guess we didn't see this one. Oh. Let's go to it. Louis Vuitton. Wow. Let's see one more time because we didn't have the song. It honestly doesn't seem dissimilar at all to the United States. And then, Jesus Christ. Let's keep reading. Where did the protests happen? In New Baneshwar in Kathmandu, where the Nepal's parliament sits. How has the government responded? Authorities in Monday imposed curfews in several parts of the country. Let's double check the date real quick. So yeah, the 8th was Monday. So this was that same day, that night, they imposed curfews on these 3 cities, according to the Himalayan Times. The Nepali army had also been called in to back up security forces after protesters entered restricted zones and the parliament premises. The Constitution of Nepal and international human rights law guarantees every individual the right to peaceful expression of dissent. A democratic government must identify and address legitimate voices of citizens in a timely manner. The use of excessive force by security agents as well as violent incidents during protests are deeply concerning. What amplified these protests to be a multiple-day, the whole week-long event was because of the killings of those 19 protesters over here at the hands of rubber bullets, among other things. That's it from the Times. Let's keep reading. I have the CNN thing pulled up. Social media ban. Anyways, look at this cool drone shot. At the homes of government officials. We're outside. We are outside. Nepali protesters, angered by a bloody crackdown, defied a police curfew and took over the streets of the capital, Kathmandu, on Tuesday. Realistically, what I'm assuming, let's see the time of the article, updated September 9th. Yeah, so this was that night. Despite the curfew occurring, they broke it and continued protesting through the night into the early morning on Tuesday, setting fire to the Supreme Court, Parliament, and other government buildings in the latest day of Gen Z-led protests that have toppled the Himalayan country's prime minister. The prime minister resigned, the KM resigned, the HM resigned, and all 3 of these buildings were burned to the ground. It's been quite an eventful week. Officials said at least 22 people have been killed, whatever, and hundreds wounded in the clashes in Kathmandu sparked by a government ban on social media platforms, but driven by deep-rooted resentment at rampant corruption by the country's political elite and a lack of economic opportunities for regular Nepalis. Tear gas, Reuters agency promotes, smoke clouded the sky above the capital. Wow, look at this. I wonder, I ought to look this up. I really wonder why the Nepal flag is shaped in the way that it is. It's the only flag in the whole world that's not that standard rectangle shape. It's what I'm assuming is a tree shape. It's very cool. It's very pretty. I'm sure there's some badass history to it. Let's keep going. Nepali Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli announced his resignation on Tuesday in a letter that cited the extraordinary situation in the country, according to the copy of the note posted on social media by the top aide. 2 days. 2 days of protests and the defiance of the curfew, ransacking all these private residents on Tuesday. Crowds of protesters could be seen breaking into the property and destroying furniture before setting it on fire. It's like what my professor was relating earlier about. I'm not sure if this is the case. I'm less familiar with the political organization of Nepal compared to what I'm learning about Latin American colonization and just history in general, political history. But the idea of a personalist dictator, he related that personalist dictators can't give up power. Contrastly, which is different than military dictatorships. A military dictatorship can give up their power and then just go back to the barracks, and their life continues like normal, realistically. But a personalist dictator, that's one dude who did all that. You can't just retire at your hacienda. That's what my professor said. Anyways, they're burning that shit to the ground. Later Tuesday, Nepal President Ramachandra Aldel urged demonstrators to cooperate for a peaceful resolution and called on youth protesters to come to talk. Binay Mishra, a Nepal-based public policy analyst, told CNN that once the prime minister steps down, the president calls the parliament to form the government. And there is currently no party with a clear majority. Lawmakers are more likely to form an interim government with some Gen Z organizations potentially involved in discussions over who could lead in the short term, said Mishra, an assistant professor of public policy at Kathmandu University School of Management. In a statement before his resignation, Ali said the government was not negative towards the demands raised by the Gen Z generation and said he was deeply saddened by the incidents on Monday. He blamed the infiltration by various vested interest groups for the violence without elaborating on who those groups were. Yet another reminder of the United States' biggest export. Not only our culture, but our political violence, specifically the lack of addressing it. It's like Trump and those Code Pink ladies where he said, oh, they were paid to be there. It's not just that they didn't like me. They were paid to be there. It's really sad to see, you know? Whatever. Anyways. This niche is important. The Indian Express writes, One Piece's Jolly Roger flies high as a symbol of rebellion in Nepal's Gen Z protest. The symbol, which is associated with themes of freedom and rebellion in the anime manga world, also made a significant appearance in Indonesia during anti-government protests last month, to the extent where Indonesia banned the usage of One Piece flags. You can't say you're a pirate. You're not allowed to. That means you're a terrorist. It's really the One Piece world, y'all. That's crazy. That's exactly what it is. Amid the chaos of the Gen Z protests that have engulfed Nepal, leaving 19 dead and more than 500 injured. When was this written? Updated on the 10th. So this was written on Wednesday. That Wednesday. Many demonstrators were seen carrying black flags depicting an unmistakable grinning skull and a straw hat with crossbones behind it. The Jolly Roger of the Straw Hat Pirates from One Piece. The symbol, which is associated with themes of freedom and rebellion in the anime and manga world, also made a significant appearance in Indonesia during anti-government protests last month. In Nepal, the Jolly Roger served as a similar rallying point for students angry over censorship and corruption. Protesters say it signals a refusal to submit to government control. Hashtag Wake Up Nepal and Unmute Your Voice posters were raised alongside the anime insignia. Badass. Anyways, we know what One Piece is about. Protests in Nepal erupted on September 8th. The government imposed a sweeping ban on major social media platforms. We know this. Widespread use in Indonesia. In Indonesia, the flag appeared during weeks of demonstrations leading up to the country's Independence Day on August 17th. This is literally a month ago. That's crazy. Hoisted alongside the national flag. Its widespread use drew condemnation from politicians, with the deputy House Speaker calling it an attempt to divide the nation, while a senior aide to President Prabowo Subianto warned it could undermine the national flag itself. Good! What they're relating is something deeper than a national identity. It's a value system that is a core part of One Piece. A desire for freedom and love and community. Some Indonesian residents say raising a flag is a symbol that we love this country but don't completely agree with its policies. And then may reflect the injustice and inequality, that Indonesians experience, said Ali Maulana, a resident of Jayapura City in Papua Province. Even though this country is officially independent, many of us have not truly experienced that freedom in our daily lives. Wow. Later, the country's State Secretary Minister Prasetyo Hadi said the president himself had no objections to the flag as a form of creative expression. However, it should not be used to challenge or diminish the significance of the red and white flag. The two should not be placed side by side in a way that invites comparison or conflict, he said in a statement. This is that liberal mentality. This is that protest is only acceptable if it's done not only within the system, but if it affirms the system rather than critiques it. In Indonesia, there are no laws that restrict the display of fictional flags, but the law stipulates that if they are flown alongside the red and white, the country's flag must always be hoisted higher. Monitoring the use of non-national flags and symbols that don't align with the spirit of nationalism, including pirate or fictional themed flags. Well, it's important to relate. Let me pull up this picture real quick. This is the picture, y'all. This is everything right here. This is Parliament. We do not play. More than just the colloquial connection that we have as nerds with the One Piece anime and the desire for freedom, and the way it's beautiful to see this kind of liberation manifest in real life, mirroring the exact, unfortunately, both environment and culture, as well as the systemic undertones occurring. There was a white man there. That's right, baby. We hate the cold. Now, I believe he actually uploaded a couple of more videos since, yeah, they tried to steal the revolution. We won't be watching these, but this we do have to see. This was, actually, prior to that, this was August 8th. This was the Monday protests. We'll be watching this together.
Directly to the head, yeah.
Sorry, what? 20 people got shot.
I'm assuming this is the instance in which these people were killed. Let me double check. 8 days ago, September 8th. Yeah. Maybe this was the Tuesday, but you know what? Yes. This must have been Tuesday, right? I guess we'll see. Just arrived in Kathmandu. Let's read this out loud. Let's read this out loud. 30 minutes earlier, clueless, I had just arrived in Kathmandu. The plan was to ship my bike to Dubai, to continue my journey from Thailand to the UK on 2 wheels, but...
So we got so many ambulances and fire rescues and things going off. I thought it was just because we're in the city. What are you protesting for?
We are protesting for the corrupt politicians and the flex that their kids do on social media, and we want social media to get unbanned again.
And that's why they banned it.
Yeah.
It's 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Literally, as soon as I came to.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's horrible. 20 people have been shot.
And there's a curfew now, so I need to get a
This is definitely Tuesday. This is definitely Tuesday.
place.
What a second welcome to Kathmandu. Well, I've just been told that way is closed. There's riot police up there. Why can't I go this way? Is this letting other people in? Oh, okay, I'm just gonna go here. 20 people have been shot. These are the riot police walking up the road now. Oh. Was that a bomb? Look at the bricks in the road. There's people here throwing rocks and shit still.
You know what? I could be wrong. This might still be Monday, and the curfew is being instituted this evening on Tuesday. This is purely for the timeline. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a nerd, and I need to understand it in that capacity as well. Yes, let's continue.
You wanna go? You wanna go there?
Yeah.
Let me talk, okay?
Are you sure?
Yeah. I will, if there is safe, I will.
Okay.
I want to relate a common theme. I haven't seen this video yet, but I have seen this second one. Oh, no, not the aftermath. This one, the 20-minute one. I just want everybody to relate just how genuine these people are, these protesters, and what it really means to protest and express solidarity, which I hold is the truest expression of love, the most sincere expression of love. Everybody throughout this whole process, once tear gas starts flying, once shit hits the fan, is looking after this dumb white guy who was where he shouldn't have been. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it's Western society. The only lens we're allowed to perceive things from is from a white man who happened to be there. So thank God. But I'm actually, me giving grief aside, this is a very amazing set of videos that have done such an important job highlighting, humanizing, and understanding the presence on the ground in these kinds of spontaneous coalitions. This wasn't something that was planned out. They didn't set out protesting on Monday with the expectation they were going to burn down Parliament the next day. But you know what? As it is right now, it's 9:16 today at the time of filming this video, but realistically, it was 3 days ago now, I'm sure, where the Prime Minister was elected. Or they have an interim Prime Minister that was selected by a coalition of Gen Z and whomever on Discord. And the former administration on Discord. So, this is radical change, liberation in real life being practiced and succeeding.
This guy's going to try and help me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I have that same arrow on my Canva.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, brother, thank you so much.
That was the only reason he was probably able to get to his hotel type deal.
Holy. Oh, he's got a gun. Holy. Oh, fuck. Rocks. Oh, my God.
They shot. Yeah, that was a warning shot.
Yeah, I know. I heard 20 people, they got shot.
Yeah. They directly shoot to the head, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my place. You guys, please be safe.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Have a safe journey. Yeah.
Thank you, white boy. Be safe too. I know it's impossible to ignore the context of white supremacy in every aspect of our lives, especially here in America, but at least in this instance, his whiteness isn't necessarily a shield. It is insofar as how the police perceive him, but regarding how other protesters see him, it immediately highlights him as somebody who doesn't know what's going on. And so it's the perfect lens to not only get informed, to witness that humanity, and to express solidarity. Just like Luffy. Luffy comes in, he doesn't know anything that's going on. But he sees injustice and then he starts throwing hands. He doesn't even need the backstory. He'd actively sleep through the backstory. Because while the context helps understand the situation and how we move forward, the only thing Luffy cares about is the immediate independence now. And that is correct with or without the context.
Slapping him across the face and stuff.
Okay, this is probably him getting to his hotel.
Fucking hell, we've come to Kathmandu. Interesting.
Yeah, okay, he's here at his hotel. It's time to see the actual video that I was excited for.
The whole building is burned through! Fuck politician! Fuck everybody! Doomsday shit.
My nerdy ass wishes he included the date, but I'm assuming this is the start of Tuesday morning. When I was watching this with Kindle, she was concerned that was a dead body. It's not, it was a tire.
Holy fuck. Why did everybody just run?
Police are like doing something.
Hitting each other.
It's not like exactly hitting. But they might hit. So we are running. We are still on protest. Better you leave from this way. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Your safety is our concern.
Excuse me.
Your safety is our concern.
This is insane. I should not be here.
All right. So
He just parked his bike.
and we're going back to where
I'm speaking his mind. My bad. It's the tire we passed earlier.
Stuff that really does make your hair stand on end. I think it's supposed to get bigger today as well. I'm not sure. We'll go ask some questions of some people.
Hey, One Piece! One Piece!
Hello, brother. How are you? I can't shake your hand, but nice to meet you. What's your name? Can't hear. Okay.
Realistically, with the gunshots, he might have been on the front lines. His eardrum maybe just deadass can't register. Obviously, it's just loud out there, right, my dumbass? And he's there with them. He in the mix. That's awesome. That was awesome. Oh my god. Somebody draw this, but with Luffy. Hold on. Somebody draw this, but with Luffy. That's amazing. And that's true. The arms apparatus of the state.
For some reason. Let's go see what's going on. Why are we running this way?
Actually, one man is thrown in the middle of the nowhere, so that's why.
And they fill him in.
Oh shit.
Somebody threw a stone, he said. Oh! Aye!
I can't quite believe what I'm witnessing right now.
He must have thrown a stone at a protester type deal.
Stone. It hit someone else. Tensions are high.
It's important, I don't know, the dense organizing of buildings and housing or whatever makes it a lot more natural for these kinds of large spontaneous protests to occur. Here in Houston, here in Katy, let alone Houston, but Houston too, this can't happen without people driving in. Period. We don't have public transport. We can't walk to City Hall.
That was a gunshot that just went off. That's another gunshot.
Look at them pushing that over there. More gunshots in the air. Oh shit, he's just put off some tear gas over this way. Bollocks.
I'm sorry, that's funny. British people are so funny. Bollocks. This guy is so funny.
Oh fuck, sorry dude.
Stressed but happy.
Fucking hell. Wow, that fucking really gets in your eyes. Shit, man.
The adrenaline. Smiling. We are the Palia.
Fuck me, dude. I've never witnessed anything like it there. Chucking the tear gas on the side. My eyes are watering.
I see
You
it.
can feel it going up your nose.
Oh.
Jesus. It's over there. The smoke's going off.
Yeah, they found a little alleyway to hide in.
This way, let's go. I'm kind of worried for my bike now.
This is not for social media, this is for corruption.
Yes, I know, I've heard.
I was unaware and had been misinformed because the media labeled it as protests done at the behest of the social media ban, and so they were advertised as protesting social media bans. That is not what this protest is about. This protest is about corruption.
I've heard, for the kids that were flaunting their wealth or something.
Because people are saying this is for social media, no. This is for like corruption.
Yeah.
Because our child, our brother and sister, 17, 18, they just died.
Yeah, they've just been shot.
They're murdered.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to go a little bit further to see where they fired
They said the protesters that were killed were children.
that tear gas off. You can still smell it in the air. Real chemical shit, that.
Stuff out of his eyes. Here, they're firing more tear gas down there, as you can see. Fucking hell. Did you get in the fire? Bloody hell, man. They've retreated all the way back there. They've created a gap between the protesters over here and the police. Have moved all the way back. Absolutely insane.
Make a video of them. These are all corrupted police officers.
You think they're corrupt?
This whole system is corrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we want to fuck this whole.
That's why you're all protesting here.
Yeah.
Well, you've pushed them back here. You were over here, right?
Yeah.
And you push forward.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I've just experienced tear gas. Welcome to Nepal.
He's not giving them grief for nothing. He's sharing his experience, and you know what? He's happy to be here, even if it's under these toilless circumstances. That's solidarity.
This is gonna get dangerous real soon.
Because keep in mind, he can go back to his hotel at any point. It is a deliberate choice to express solidarity and not only protest, but document what is occurring. Because hopefully, and I might be projecting here, but I hope that he recognizes his place of privilege here and is actively doing his part. What would Luffy do?
It's time for me to get a little bit backwards.
Safety first.
Tear gas. Tear gas. Tear gas. Tear gas. Let's start running. You can see, look. Ambulance over there. Tear gas is being thrown back by some guy.
He threw it. He threw it with his bare hands.
Ambulance over there. Tear gas is being thrown back by some guy. He's just fucked his hand up doing that.
I'm unfamiliar with tear gas in real life, I will admit. I'll be the first to admit. Thankfully, I haven't had to have that kind of encounter here in Houston just yet. We'll see how the No Kings protest goes next month. But I'm assuming that those canisters are hot as fuck.
There's an ambulance there, I think. Someone might have been hit. What really gets in your eyes, dude?
Instead of putting some injured people, they are putting this government people or police so that they can attack us or they can save them. So this is the major problem which we have. Yesterday they did same thing. They just took political member to save from us, not the victory, not the injured people. So much.
What he's relating is that the police and the media and the politicians, whatever, they've made explicit attempts and have successfully extracted important members of Congress and Parliament and whatever out of the city with the express intent of saving them from the protesters. They haven't helped anybody who's injured, let alone at the hands of the police, just like they didn't help that little girl who they ran over that a couple of days prior on the CCTV footage, and instead they're looking after their own. And touting that as though they're saving lives.
this.
Well, this is quite literally insane. They have pushed the police all the way back over.
The police is getting pushed
all
back.
The way down. We've just come from there where that Skyland lounge is, and now everyone's up here. The journalists have come into the crowds, it seems, no longer being protected by the riot police. Fires over there, you can see those big plumes of smoke through that tree line. Has come up here, they're trying to get into this gate. God, look at this. Look at this guy, dude.
Remember this gate for later, y'all. Holy shit, this might be the same gate. Okay, we're not doing for later, we're doing right now. Now it looks like a similar gate structure, which is why I relate this, but this is in fact Nepal, and this is peak fiction. Peak real life. This is the area. Those are the white columns that were in the video. It's genuinely a lot of fun. Maybe I'm a nerd. Putting the pieces together from these multiple angles and reading and whatnot and all of that. I think that's important in order to fully understand the context of everything, and I'm happy to share that with y'all on a YouTube video.
I can't believe
Wow.
what I'm witnessing right now. There's tear gas right there.
Yeah, that's a good call, friends.
That plume of smoke in the background, I didn't catch it on camera, but that's a petrol station apparently blown up, a gas tank.
I don't know shit about fumes. I've never been the type to huff. But I don't think that's good.
Government is very rough because they kill 20 people tomorrow, yesterday. They are very bad. The KP Salma Oli.
Brother, are you okay?
I'm okay,
Yeah.
because tear gas affected me my eyes and...
I know, I can see it, my friend.
He's genuinely concerned for him.
My friends too.
He's sharing the water with everybody. Everybody. 4 different people. 5 different people he shares his water with. He's still doing it.
Over here.
It's
Left
packed.
of me. They're putting down all these railings.
Yeah, these are some of those columns.
They're now trying to get into, I don't know, I believe it must be some government office. All the barbed wire being pulled down.
Damn.
The riot police in there.
This would not be me. The wifey got concerned. She said, walk. And I said, I know. But I would not stand up on this thing and make myself a target for the police. But I do appreciate the sentiment, and I'm glad that you saw me in a leadership or in an exciting role or whatever, but no. This is... But you know what? Yeah, we stand bro, even if, you know what I mean? Like, we keep ourselves safe. Yes, sir. The solidarity, his friend went up and joined him because he recognized how dangerous that was. Wow. I don't know if it's the move to destroy the CTV, but you know what? It's just rage. There's nowhere else to direct it at anyways. That's what happens. That's how you unfortunately get political violence in America, for instance. Because there is no pressure valve, no means of way to release that tension in which people feel as though they're being accurately represented and have a say in things. When there is no outlet, the nearest thing becomes that outlet.
The guy covering his eyes, getting away from it all.
These are kids, bro.
That really gets in the back of your throat, in your eyes. It burns the forehead, and it smells like wasabi or mustard.
Thank you so much.
And
Yeah,
this is what I mean
waterfall,
about
chief.
The humanity still remains, even though there's chaos. That way, there's blown up stuff. They're ripping off the railings, but still, you have people sharing water, laughing, helping each other out.
What is the meaning of this?
Wild one.
This is for humanity. This is humanity. It's not just that humanity still exists within this chaos. Humanity is the reason why we have to embrace this chaos for legitimate change.
Wild.
Can I have a small bite of yours?
I'm from England.
So how long it's been you've been here? In
The interviewer getting interviewed.
One day?
Yes.
It's your first time here?
No, it's my second time. I got stuck because I need to ship my bike from Kathmandu to Dubai, and yesterday I arrived in riots.
This question might be a little bit tricky, but how's Nepal treating you right now? How are you feeling here?
The people are wonderful.
Enough said. The people are wonderful. They're waltzing up in there.
I'm not sure what's quite going on. They've broken into this building right here.
Well, the flags.
Oh my god, the scenes of this riot have just got real.
Have just got real. Fuck.
What's behind me is hundreds of people breaking through the main gate. There are riot police the other side. And they have pushed all the way from back there. I cannot believe it. Oh, brother. Hello.
We're delighted. This is a celebration of life, a celebration of humanity, and that involves destroying the inhumanity occurring in an inorganic system that does not represent the interests of its constituents. Damn! I'm glad his white ass stayed out of there. God, that's the building.
Honestly, I have no words. I've been told right now that they were firing shots in the air. So it's, I'm thankful that it's no one. But you can see behind me all the plumes of smoke. I've just been standing over here to try and get away from it. And people have just been coming up to me asking me, where are you from? Where are you from? Which football team do you support? While this chaos is going on.
Oh my goodness. I hadn't peeped that last time. What's your favorite football team? That is so just wow.
I can't quite describe what's going on, man.
Humanity.
It's this weird mix of powerful emotions that are running through everybody.
We saw this earlier. We saw this block earlier at the beginning of the video. Not in this video, as a matter of fact, we saw it in the news article. This is what the armed guards stand on top of to be able to lay their arms over it, and this is their barricade that we're playing with.
They have done it, yes. You've broken into Parliament.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Parliament.
One night in jail.
1 night in jail, they kept you.
Right now we are coming from jail. From custody. And I'm happy by seeing this.
You just got out?
Yeah.
You got freed?
Yeah.
Legally or illegally?
Legally.
Yeah, we don't ask that question, bro. What do you mean? I'm only saying legally. He could have just been a protester who was detained last night, but I honestly wouldn't put it past. And given Luffy, this was that footage earlier that I showed was from the Enies lobby arc. Open the prison.
Legally.
Those are our people.
Thank you, congratulations to freedom.
Yes, freedom.
Yeah, what the hell?
Country. From UK.
UK?
Yeah.
Oh.
What just happened in there? Explosions?
That's burning.
Burning?
Yeah.
Gas?
Parliament burning. Yeah.
Parliament burning?
Yeah.
Parliament is burning?
Yeah.
Parliament is burning.
Parliament burning from we.
We.
People.
Parliament. Yeah. Okay, man.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Safe.
Thanks.
Please be safe.
Okay.
So, you heard it. Parliament is burning. Parliament is burned.
Let me go back. I'm sorry. Who is the absolute pimp? My goodness. Cool ass hat.
यो राष्ट्रको झण्डा हो यो राष्ट्रको झण्डा म एउटा जर्नलिस्ट भएको नाताले पनि देशको नागरिक हो
I cannot believe my eyes right now.
Alex Garland could never make something like this.
Oh, the Parliament is on fire. People are dancing. None of it is left. Look at it. The whole building is burned through. People holding Nepali flags on top of the fire engines.
A conservative would call this looting. A normal person would say, hey, thank God not everything burned. Thank God something didn't go to waste, right? Like, bro, that's probably a big deal. Like, he said, oh, my nephew could really use one. He needs a monitor and keyboard for school type shit, you know, like.
What the fuck am I witnessing right now?
Fuck politician, fuck
Obioli, we know her now. Them now. Do not confuse this like I did at first for a fire truck. These are all ginormous police vehicles. These are the big ones, the big kahuna. This is not a fire truck. Look, see?
We want corruption loot! We want corruption loot! You dingy gang!
Police have left. The building behind me is on fire. In front of me, sorry. People are celebrating, smashing everything. You can see Parliament has been destroyed. What is the channel name? We hate the cold. We hate the cold.
UK.
We hate that cold.
It's too loud out here, dog. So the rest of this is him hanging. I don't mean to skip through it. Y'all should really check out the video yourself. This is important right here. because he mentioned the police, the army, the capital left. That includes leaving behind not just their cars, but their guns. They left their weapons here. And then bro goes home. His bike was still there.
How happy I am to see my baby here.
Corruption.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's watch this last little bit here.
You don't know how happy I am to see my baby here. Safe and sound. Nothing's stolen. All good. Yes, sir.
This is for change.
Yeah.
Political change.
I'm good, man.
This is for change.
Against corruption.
Yeah.
Some water.
No, I'm good, man. I'm gonna ride back.
Some water?
No, I'm okay. I've just had some. Thank you, man. Honestly.
So how many days it takes to come from Thailand to here?
6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because he
where you are
biked.
planning to go now?
He couldn't leave without a water.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm going back to my hotel.
Hotel?
Yeah, I need to.
How long you will stay here in Kathmandu?
Until this is curfew over.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's over.
Okay, we are distributing water.
Yeah, thank you, man. I've got one.
So I'm from Kathmandu Hiking Group.
Kathmandu Hiking Club.
Hiking Group.
Okay.
We have 32,000 people in our group.
Oh, lovely, man.
Yeah, every month.
Football. What's your favorite football team? Oh, you like hiking? I love hiking too. Yeah, we have a whole group here. This is humanity manifest. This is what it's all about.
Amazing.
And we are doing cleaning campaign.
Yeah.
So nice to talk.
Cleaning campaign. Listen to this.
Amazing.
And we are doing cleaning campaign.
Yeah.
So nice to talk. So
Nice to talk to you too, dude.
Can we talk in social media?
Of course.
They're planning already on cleaning up everything from today. Just wow.
Yeah. I don't have internet. Better.
And then he rides off into the sunset. It's very beautiful. Wow. Just wow. So I want to go back to that detail about the guns. The army left all of their shit here. That includes their weapons. I'm still sorting my own feelings about this, but I think this is indicative of the Nepali people's intentions to begin with. They returned all of it. It wasn't asked. The army didn't demand it. The Nepali protesters gave it back and organized it themselves. That's probably copyright music. I don't know. But they're explicitly returning everything that evening. Returning all weapons seized from the politicians and the military. Just wow. It has nothing to do. Yes, it's violent because change is violent when the system is so ingrained. It has to be torn asunder. However, the intent behind it is not violent. It's not destructive. It's to bring about positive change, to bring about support for humanity, for one another. All these people want is to be governed fairly. And then continue on their hike and bike club the next day. That's it. It is as deep as that and as simple as that. It's just like One Piece. More egalitarian. How Nepal's Gen Z used a gaming app Discord to pick the prime minister. As Nepal burned on Thursday. Okay, so maybe this was the video was Thursday. I don't know the timeline. Doesn't matter. Thousands of young people gathered in a heated debate to decide their nation's next leader. To them, the country's mainstream politicians across the major parties were discredited. 14 governments representing 3 parties have taken turns at governing since 2008, when Nepal adopted a new constitution after abolishing its monarchy. But in the wake of brutal crackdown on protesters by security forces that killed at least 72 people, is the final count on September 15th, yesterday, their trust in the country's political system itself had been shattered. They wanted to select a consensus leader who would steer the country of 30 million people out of chaos and take the steps towards stamping out corruption and nepotism. Just not in the ways country usually pick their heads. So they chose Nepal's next leader in a manner unprecedented for any electoral democracy, through a virtual poll on Discord. The online huddle was organized by Hami Nepal, a Gen Z group behind the protest with more than 160,000 members. Hami Nepal ran a channel on the platform called Youth Against Corruption, where a fiery debate on the country's future brought together more than 10,000 people, including many from the Nepali diaspora. As more people tried to log in and failed, a mirrored live stream was held on YouTube to allow about 6,000 more people to see the debate. After hours of debate that included difficult questions for protest leaders and attempts at reaching out to potential prime minister candidates in real time, the participants chose former Supreme Court Chief Justice Sushila Karki to lead Nepal. The 73-year-old took the oath of office as the country's interim prime minister on Friday. But Nepal's transition is only beginning, says an analyst, and the approach protesters took to choose the country's leader only underscores how a chaotic new experiment in democracy appears to be underway, with rewards as well as risks. Wow. Nepal sets to March 5th to vote. The restrictions ease as interim government takes charge. She's in charge. She's in charge. She seeks calm, promises to meet protesters' push to end corruption, has called for calm, get together to rebuild the country. She said on Sunday that the country must listen to its young citizens. We have work. We have to work according to the thinking of the Gen Z generation, she said, referring to the demographic that led the anti-corruption protests. What this group is demanding is the end of corruption, good governance, and economic equality, she noted. Karki added that she had not wished to lead, but her name was brought from the streets. She was made interim prime minister after several days of negotiations among protest leaders, President Ramchandra Paudel, and Army Chief Ashok Raj Sigdel.
The Nepali capital remained quiet on Wednesday, following 2 days of demonstrations by young protesters, leaving dozens of people dead and hundreds injured. Armored vehicles patrolled the city to contain vandalism, looting and arson as demonstrators celebrated the resignation of Prime Minister KP Oli on Tuesday. Key government institutions, set on fire by demonstrators, continued to burn as groups of people cleaned up wreckage.
Not all of this is totally wrong, but the arson and destroying public property is wrong. We all agree that change was really needed.
The army has appealed to the public to act with restraint and cooperate to restore law and order. Soldiers have rounded up inmates who escaped after prisons were set on fire on the outskirts of Kathmandu.
I may have been right earlier. That's so funny. I hope I hope bro's doing all right.
With a leadership vacuum in Nepal, the president has invited Gen Z youth representatives to engage in dialogue facilitated by the Nepal army.
The country is likely to take a new direction. So far, the political parties have had influence, but hopefully they've learned a big lesson from all of this, and the country and citizens are above everything else.
While people express hopes for a new leadership, political analysts have warned of outstanding legal, political and constitutional challenges in forming a new government. In the meantime, the UN has called for a thorough investigation, restraint to avoid further escalation of violence, and dialogue to find a constructive path forward.
Which they seem to be doing already.
Rameta Limbu, Al Jazeera, Qatar.
Beautiful. Last article. Nepal's Prime Minister appoints ministers after deadly Gen Z protests. Sushila Karki has named 3 new prime ministers just days after the dissolution of parliament was triggered by deadly protest. Made Om Prakash Aryal the Home Minister, Rameshwar Prasad Kanal the Finance Minister, and Kulman Gising the Energy Minister on Monday. Aryal is a human rights lawyer who has taken on legal cases in the public interest. Kanal is a former finance secretary who recently recommended major economic reforms, and Gising is a former state power utility chief credited with ridding the country of its load-shedding problems. Wow. Change has been made, and it's happening now with qualified people who aren't self-interested. Necessarily, what remains to be seen always, we have to hold our politicians accountable, but who at least seem a billion times better than the shitstorm they were dealing with previously. Well, watch this and...
Sushila Karki is a very well-known and respected character here in Nepal, and her anti-corruption stance makes her a very popular choice amongst many of the protest groups, especially this so-called Gen Z movement of younger protesters. There have been some grumbles amongst the more establishment organizations like the Bar Association that this is actually unconstitutional, but I think
You can't do that. That's unconstitutional. We just burned down your shit, dog. We just burned down your shit. What do you mean? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We just burned down the establishment. Literally.
the fact that that so many, the whole political spectrum in such a divided society appears to have accepted Sushila as the choice is quite notable. And now the real task starts from day one, trying to bring this country back to normalcy. One of the things she has to do, first of all, is to appoint a cabinet. Now that in itself is going to be tricky. She can't have cabinet members who are going to be linked to the previous administration. That wouldn't be acceptable to an awful lot of people here. So basically she has to choose people like herself, officials, bureaucrats, technocrats, people who are apolitical, whose job it will be to try to steer this country on a steady course towards elections 6 months from now. But you have to say, on day one of this extraordinary administration, so far so good.
So far, so good. Enough said. Thank God that shit happened. I have no regrets at all. So what this group is demanding is the end of corruption, good governance, and economic inequality. Economic equality. Speaking from the service hospital, Subhash Dakal, a 19-year-old protester who was shot in the knees. They didn't say by a rubber bullet. Said he was proud of his role in bringing about a change in government. I have no regrets at all. I have not done it. I have done it not only for me, it was for everybody, from my family to all brothers. This pain is ephemeral, but this will definitely bring about some changes. Revolutionary optimism. It's going to become way worse here in the United States. It will become the biggest shit show of all time at the behest of the right wing. All we can do is continue to look after each other and keep our optimism. Of course, it's bad here in the heart of the empire, but take pride and take comfort in seeing the broader global coalition adopting that same one piece liberation mindset. We all deserve to be free. Thanks for watching. Check out the YouTube, check out the Twitch. Please walk on both. Peace out, y'all.
Wow, he literally hopped on Fortnite while you closed the app.
I did. I'm already there waiting.
Okay, I got
Elite Zaddy?
on my other.
Yes, ma'am.